Today on To The Point, we have one of the cast members from Season 8 of Dance Moms.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies.
Welcome on in To The Point with Kristen Burt. I am so excited about today's guests, and we, of course, want to start off by thanking Popcorn Talk and Dance Network for sponsoring us. And sitting to my left, who I consider my new BFF after we met at National Dance Day, Season 8 cast member Pressley. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I love meeting kind of like the next-gen Dance Moms cast. This has been a lot of fun.
Yes, it has.
And we just met on Saturday, correct?
Definitely.
I know. And National Dance Day, it was super hot.
Oh my God, the sun.
It was really bright and sunny down in Orange County, but we had a good day.
Yes.
Did the National Dance Day routine.
It was super fun.
Met a lot of fun dance fans.
Mm-hmm.
That was good.
And a lot of fun dancers.
A lot of good dancers were down there. Hannah Lay, season 15 winner from So You Think You Can Dance, was there.
Autumn Miller,
superstar.
I love her.
I love her too, and I need to get her on this show.
Oh,
too.
yes, you
We
do.
need to work on that.
Yes.
I talked to her a little bit, but about coming on in, and Comfort.
Oh yes,
So You
Comfort
Think You
and
Dance?
the Crazy Eights.
I love the Crazy Eights.
They're so nice.
They're so nice and they're so cute.
Oh my God.
I watched them. Like, I had a couple of them. We weren't able to fit all Crazy Eights here in the studio. Obviously, you can see it's smaller.
Yeah.
So we had Sammy and Delaney came in as representatives of the Crazy Eight. So we were the Crazy Twos that day. And I'm trying to think who else. Oh, Kyle Van Newkirk from World of Dance. He's a great tapper.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yep. Tony Bellissimo. He's old school, so you think.
I love him.
Yep.
He's so nice.
Chelsea Hill from the Rollettes. They're amazing.
The Rollettes are amazing. I love them.
Yeah, Chelsea's another one I'm going to try and get in here on the show because we're not talking enough about adaptive dance, and I don't think people realize how incredible their work is.
Yeah, they're really amazing.
Yeah, I loved it. Well, we had a good day at National Dance Day, but last night you were in the Dancing with the Stars studio.
Yes.
So I thought it'd be a little fun if we should do a little recap, right?
Yeah.
So tell me, who are your favorites so far on season 28? Because I love
Oh my God,
who you
it's
were
already
talking about.
season 28?
Season 28, do you
That's
believe?
so crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
Oh my God.
So wait, the first season came about in 2005.
That was before I was born.
Exactly. Do you believe that?
No, that's
And if I
crazy.
went and showed you what season 1 looked like on a YouTube video, you would be like, what is this?
Oh my God. I can't believe they're on season 28.
I know.
That's so crazy.
Because you're almost 13, right?
Yeah.
Good birthday coming up. Mm-hmm. All right.
Yes.
So who are your favorites on season 28?
I love Kate.
Kate Flannery.
I love
Do you watch
her.
The Office at all?
Yes.
Okay.
I just started binge watching it. I'm on season 6 already.
Okay, so which came first, The Office or Dancing with the Stars? Watching this and following Kate, or did you see Kate on Dancing with the Stars and think I got to watch The Office?
No, I started to watch The Office.
Yep.
And then they announced who was on Dancing with the Stars, and I started freaking out. I was like, I need to go. I need to meet her. I love her.
And did you get to meet her last night?
Yeah. She was so nice, and she's really funny. She's really funny.
And let's talk about her dancing.
Yeah, she's really good.
You know what I think? Let me know your thoughts on this, because she's a comedian, and if you see in The Office, she does a lot of physical comedy as Meredith.
Yeah.
And I think that she's aware of how her body moves.
Yes.
And it's translating very well with a good teacher, Pasha, in dance.
Oh, yeah, he's amazing. But yeah, she does really well, and her facial expressions are amazing.
Also a good part of the equation when it comes to Dancing with the Stars.
And her dance yesterday was pretty cool with the aliens and stuff. That was awesome.
She nailed it.
Yeah. She got all 7s, right?
I think so.
That's pretty high for
she's 21.
week 2.
Yeah, she was at 21 because Hannah was at the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah. With, I think it was 788 maybe?
I think she was 888. I think she's actually at 24.
Oh.
I know.
Wow, that's crazy.
Pretty good.
That's good for week 2.
It is good for week 2. But then you know what the challenge is going to be for Hannah and Alan? They're going to have to
keep going.
Keep challenging themselves, because now the judges are going to look at them and saying, well, you were good in week 2, but now you're just coasting.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to really buckle down in the studio.
Yeah, but she's really good. But she also danced when she was younger, so I think that might have helped her a little bit.
Definitely helps. It gives you a foundation versus like a Lamar who's suffering from short-term memory. Can you imagine going into a studio, learning a routine, you go home that night, you come in the next day, and he doesn't remember it. Peta has to start.
So hard.
It must be so hard. It's frustrating for him. The pro, Peta, who's amazing, but she has to be very patient with him.
Yeah. He was really good, especially from what he has come like what happened beforehand.
That's right.
And I felt really bad for him when I heard his story because like I never knew any of that, and I almost started crying in the audience.
I know.
was so
he's
sad.
very sweet. There's a sweetness about him.
You could see it in his eyes.
We interviewed him last week. We were down in the Dancing with the Stars studio for week 1, and I just thought you're being too hard on yourself because if you just believe in what you know, even if you forget a step, just keep going.
I think it's because he's a professional, like basketball, like really hardcore.
High level athletes always struggle, don't they? Anyone else that was a standout for you?
I liked Kel. Kel was really
Mitchell.
good. I love him.
This is my prediction on Kel. Kel is really good. I think he's going to have a really big breakthrough where he just like pops and winds up 1 or 2 on the leaderboard because he's got the ability.
Yeah. And I always watched him on Game Shakers.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I loved him. And it didn't like click in my head that was him for a second. Then I like looked and I was like, wait.
You're like, wait a minute. That's
I know
Kel.
him. But yeah, he was really good. And I think he's really good at he has a really good style.
He does. And he's matched very well with Whitney. I think they have a natural friendship that's very easy. And a lot of people love him because they know him from Nickelodeon going all the way back. So I'm not worried about Kel at all.
No.
Yeah.
I liked, I can't think of his name. He did the dance yesterday with the cape.
The dance.
He walked forward. I think it was
There's James and Ray Lewis and...
It was not the guy that was in the bottom 2.
Okay, that was Ray.
He had like a blue tux on, I think.
Who am I not thinking of? We've got Kel.
I can't think of his
Jeff,
partner.
who are we missing? We've got James, we've got Kel, we've got Ray Lewis.
James.
I'm totally blanking.
What does James look like? James Vanderbeek, right?
James Vanderbeek.
No,
He opened
him.
with Emma.
Was his partner Jenna?
Oh, Jenna Karamo.
Yes.
Karamo, yes.
With the cape yesterday.
Of course, yes.
Oh my God, I loved that dance.
That was really fun. And to Prince.
Yeah.
Yes.
I couldn't think of what
Look, I'm wearing my Purple Rain today, my Purple Rain shirt in honor of Karamo and Prince.
But yeah, he's really good. I really liked him.
He's a nice guy too. He and I actually worked together years ago. So
That's awesome.
It's really nice to see his rise. He's gotten really, really famous since he and I worked together. We worked together on the Oprah Winfrey Network. Believe it or not. I know, crazy.
That's crazy.
I know. And then all of a sudden he's like the Queer Eye on Netflix. Amazing. But he's exactly what you see. That really nice guy, really grounded guy is exactly what you get. So, well, I'm glad you got to go to the Dancing with the Stars studio. Yeah, and it's fun to see live too.
Yeah, definitely.
I think the perspective is so different than what you see on television.
Yeah. But also I like to rewatch it because sometimes there's like the cameras that are blocking you, and like I was sitting like right near the judges, so I couldn't see a bunch of the stuff. So I like to rewatch it so I could see what the dances really look like.
I do the same thing. I'm in the So You Think You Can Dance studio, and then I go home and I watch
So
it.
You Think.
Did you go there this summer at all?
Yeah, I went. I think when I can't think of who got cut. It was the week before Ezra got cut.
Before Ezra, so it was Anne and Benji that went the week before. Benji.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I went that week. Week that they did the roof dance.
Yes, with Mariah and Bailey.
That was so good.
And that was that was an Elizabeth and
Mandy and
Elizabeth number. Yeah. They always do really good numbers.
I took their classes and they have a really good class.
Their style is very, I think, hard to execute, but if you do it really well, it looks good.
Yeah, I love their choreography.
I do too. And I think it's underrated. I don't think people appreciate it enough.
Yeah.
They've had some routines every single year on So You Think You Can Dance. They had, I always call it like the coat hanger one, which was, I think, Marco and Coco or Pointe. Yeah, really beautiful piece.
Really
they did it on tour, and every year they come up with something really unique.
Yeah, like who would think to do a dance on a roof?
No, and all the sliding and all of that, it's very physical, and it worked perfectly, especially for Bailey.
Yes.
Who's very physical as a dancer.
Oh my God, yeah.
And
his breakdancing is insane.
Okay, so a lot of people didn't realize this because I don't think they started showing like the chanting and the craziness until the 5th week or so. But when he was doing his solos, everyone stands up, screams. You saw it.
Yeah, the week that I went, his solo was crazy. It was so good. I didn't expect it to be like that crazy because I've never seen him do breakdancing or never saw him really do his style before. And then when he did it, I was like I was shocked.
It's a showstopper, honestly. And on tour, he's going to be a total rock star. So definitely go and see the So You Think You Can Dance tour. So you think, would that ever be on your radar if it's still around when you're 18?
Yeah, I definitely would want to do So You Think You Could Dance because I know so many people that already did it, and they said that it was an amazing experience.
Who do you know from the show?
I know Eddie Hoyt.
Eddie Hoyt, of course, the good tapper. We love Eddie.
He's an amazing tapper. I know Ezra.
Of course, Ezra Sosa.
His sister.
Stephanie Sosa.
And...
you know a lot of seasons.
Keon did it.
Of course, Keon. Have you done his studio IAF?
Yeah.
A lot of people.
I love him. He's so nice. I did his experience a bunch of times.
Yep, the IAF experience. He is cranking out some really beautiful work, and his photography and film work is amazing.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. But I can't think of who else did it right now. But
that's a pretty good list, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, good thing to keep on your radar. Let's fingers crossed we're even getting to season 17. That's what I want.
17?
Yeah, we just had 16 this summer, and that will be 17. That also started in 2005, before you were born. Yep. Well, let's talk about your career, because this has been a really big year for you.
Yes.
You coming on to season 8 of Dance Moms, and there's a lot with this, because this was Abby Lee Miller's return to television. You know, after she went through a lot of personal challenges, new cast.
Yes, brand new.
How did this come about for you? Was there an audition? Was there a tape? Did a producer slide into your DMs?
Well, I have been auditioning for a while, like watching it, and I take class from Gianna a lot, so she told us that there was like an audition, the flyer came out, and then we actually submitted for it, and then we went through a Skype call, and then we did a dance video submission, and then we did the live audition.
Okay, so a Skype audition, for anyone that doesn't know, this is kind of a personality test. Did they have your mom, Ashley, there with you?
Yes, me and my mom, we had to sit
it's a package deal
in front. Yes. We had to sit in front of all of my like trophies and awards. We had to make a setup, and then we had to sit right in front of it. And then we basically took a call with, I think it was maybe one of the producers or somebody from the crew or something.
Okay.
I don't really remember. But and then we just basically talked about it, saying like what we're from, how my dance training, and everything like that. But it's basically all about personality.
It really is. You can't be shy at this segment at all, because they really want you to pop on camera.
Yes.
For sure.
So that was about personality, and then once you went through that, you had to do like a video submission of your best tricks, your best turns, your best jumps, and that was hard because especially with like tapings, they could rewatch it and see what like all your mistakes and stuff, so you have to get it perfect.
The freeze frame of like, that looks like a little bent leg or something.
Yeah. So after that, we got a call for the live audition, and then the live audition was really scary.
Did you go to Pittsburgh for the live audition?
No, we went to LA.
You went to LA?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a big deal.
Yeah.
Having to come out to LA to do it.
So we went first day, and Abby wasn't there the first day, and it was just Gianna, and she taught us like half the combo. Then we went in the next day for like the real like big audition, like they filmed it and stuff, which was really, really scary. And then Abby rolled in, and she would just like watch us, and we had to do it in like by threes, and we had to finish learning the combo that day, then do it like 3 at a time in front of Abby, which is
it's nerve-wracking.
That was like my first time dancing in front of Abby, which is kind of crazy.
So you had not encountered Abby at all before?
Well, I did this audition, I think, in Brooklyn, but like I made it to the final round of that audition. I think I was like maybe 9 or 10 years old.
Okay.
And it was for when they were auditioning, not the mini team, the team that they had after that.
After that, yeah. And then like kind of the last season before.
Yeah. Like season 6.5
to 7. Yeah, exactly.
So but Abby wasn't really, we learned a hip-hop combo with Guy Groove, and then we learned a lyrical combo with Gianna. And we basically did it in like bigger groups, since it was a lot of people that showed up it was like an open audition, and they would just cut people like a bunch of times, and then so it wasn't as scary as doing it like because you got called to do that, and it was only like I think like 21 people.
That's small too. You already know that you're in a select group, so that puts a little bit more pressure.
A lot.
So how do you, when you're in a high pressure situation like that, how do you calm your nerves?
Well, I really just like sometimes I close my eyes, go over the combo like with my eyes closed, so that I know that I don't have to look in the mirror to do it, because sometimes she'll test you, turn you around, which
We all rely on the mirror too much dancing
so
sometimes.
I do that, or sometimes I'll just like, if we have like a couple like minutes to like breathe and something, I'll go in like a corner and like go over the combo as much as I can. And even like sometimes I like put my hands behind my back and I like fidget with my fingers. Sometimes I like crack my knuckles when she was like cutting people and I was like,
You're like crack, 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 crack. But it's a tension reliever. That's what, you know, people do different things. I crack my thumb all the time when I'm...
This way?
Yeah. I'll go like this way and this way. I'll do it both. And that's a tension reliever for me.
yeah. But it was really scary. And especially they like broke us up into groups, like older kids, middle, and then younger kids. So it was even smaller when he went in.
Ooh. Were you grouped in the middle group or the older? Middle group,
Because
okay.
I was 11.
11 when it happened, yeah.
Yeah, I was 11.
That makes sense.
So I was in the middle group, and they think they did like 12 or 13 and over in one group, and then like 9 to 11. And then they did like all the minis.
All the little cuties.
Yeah, it was really scary, and especially like she would like pull out like certain people to dance with, like Lily, Ellie, and Macy, and that was before like we all knew each other. So it was like, you've seen them on TV, you know how good they are, and she's like, okay, Pressley, go and dance with Lily and Ellie, and I was like,
Oh, geez.
whoa.
Because they're both great. They're already well known, and I'm assuming they already knew that they were coming back.
pretty
So
much.
Exactly. I mean, they're not going to say, "Nah, we're not going to have Lily and Ellie." And we're talking about Eliana Walmsley, in case anyone is not, if you don't know who Ellie is, but we like to use the nicknames. But how long was it from the audition to when you actually found out that you got the show?
Well, the audition was the first, I think it was like August 31st or August 30th. I don't even know. It was like the beginning, last week of August, first week September.
Yeah, so like late summer, early fall.
So then after that, we didn't find out until 2 weeks before we had to go to Pittsburgh that we made it. We actually found out with the Instagram post that Abby posted. Yeah.
Wait, so they're telling you watch Abby's Instagram feed and you'll know if you're actually on the show?
She posted a thing, said big announcement coming tomorrow. And nobody really knew that that's what it was going to be like.
Had you already signed contracts, like,
No.
in case you get the... What if you got announced and then you're like, nah?
Well, I don't really know about the contracts. That would be a question for my mom.
Yeah,
but
that
really
is a good
sure.
question. You might have signed sometimes they have parents sign something ahead of time saying, if you get the show, this is your
think
contract and you're
maybe.
ready to go. So
But then I was actually at a dance convention and I had a bloody nose. So I was sitting out of the one class. It just happens that I had a bloody nose that
it's a very
time.
glamorous moment.
Oh, yeah. And I like just competed a solo. It was like a Friday night bonus class. I got a bloody nose. I was sitting down. And it was like this Instagram post, and my dad was on Instagram and he saw it and he was like, wait, and he showed it, and I was literally sitting there, just finished having a bloody nose, and I was like, oh my God, and I was like the first name to be announced. So I was good. I didn't have to like wait sitting there like,
When's the next one? Is it me?
but it was crazy.
That's crazy. Was
Yeah.
everyone else screaming? Because I'm sure they're all seeing it too.
Well, they were in the middle of class because I was just sitting down because I
you're
had
like,
bloody
I'm by myself.
And, well, my friend was staying with me because she just finished her solo, and I just started screaming, basically crying, and people just started staring at us, and we were like,
You're like, sorry.
I got a TV show. But yeah,
That's
pretty crazy.
incredible. So then 2 weeks later, you're in Pittsburgh and you're filming. So you're going to the original Abby Lee Miller dance studio, the one where it all started. All the, it's amazing to think about because it was such a phenomenon the first time around. We were like, what is this show? Who is this woman?
Yeah, it was crazy. Like, I remember like I walked up and I sat on the stairs and just like looking down. It was pretty crazy.
We're all like the moms sit and then looking into the studio. It's very iconic, honestly.
Yeah, the stairs scenes where the moms just sit like this.
With their Starbucks coffee.
Taped so they don't get like, they don't have to pay for the logo.
Exactly. And we talked with your mom on Saturday at National Dance Day. And I did ask, I said, was this a hard decision? Because we know what the history is, and it is a television show, and people act crazier on camera than they do in real life. But she said, we thought about it, but at the same time, your mom is a dancer and a choreographer and a teacher and a studio owner. She knows what's real and what's not.
So we knew going into it like what it was going to be, but she knew that would be like a really good opportunity for me, and she was willing to take the chance where she has to fight and deal with all the drama and stuff. But it was a really, really great experience for me, and I got a lot of good training from Abby and Gianna, and I made some really great friendships, and I'm really happy that we did make the decision to do it.
And that's good. And I think people also need to hear that. I also think with Abby having personal challenges and coming through the other side, I think it's softened her a little bit.
Yeah.
I think her heart has opened up more.
Yeah.
I saw her at So You Think You Can Dance and went up and said hello. And I saw her at a couple Emmys events over the last few weeks. And she's, I think she's in a place too. She said, thank you for coming up and saying hello to me. And I was like, well, of course I'd come and say hello. But
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are afraid to say hi to her right now.
I feel like a lot of people would be scared, be like, oh my God, is she going to yell at me? But
Right. But she needs a hug and she needs a hi.
Yeah. I feel like this season really meant a lot to her because it did bring her back to her roots and where she came from. And I think that just knowing that even though she is in a wheelchair and she could make the TV show be as big as her past seasons, the past 7 seasons, she came back, did it in a wheelchair, and did it even better than it was before. I think that meant a lot for her.
Yeah, and I think it also proves to people that you can have a comeback, you can make mistakes, and you can continue on with your life, maybe continue on in a better way, even if you do have challenges. The wheelchair, creates a different life for her, but, she still wants to, I know she's fighting to get stronger and be able to walk at some point, too.
She goes to physical therapy a lot. Like when we were filming, she would sometimes come in a little bit later because she was at physical therapy, but she does work really hard and she does want to walk again.
Yeah, and I think that is really important because if anyone knows, filming a TV show is long days, long hours, it's exhausting,
days.
and then to do physical therapy on top of that, it's no joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, do you have a favorite moment from the season that you really felt like showcased who you are as Pressley? Like you were like, that's me.
Yeah. I think that my favorite moment would have to be my solo flower child, because that was really even though it was the second to last week of this whole season, it was I think that was a really good breakthrough moment for me. And also when I got my jacket, that really,
your ALDC jacket,
that meant a lot to me because Abby is really tough on me and it's really hard sometimes, and just knowing that she really does care about me and she gave me the jacket meant a lot to me. But I think that my favorite moment from the season would have to be my solo flower child, and when I did win, that was crazy.
Don't you feel like I worked so hard? I had a lot of ups and downs over the season, and then you got there.
Yeah, it was really, really special to me because along the way I got good scores. I placed in the top 5. Well, I got no lower than 4th place,
which is still amazing.
Yeah, and it was really hard because that was actually my first time competing in the teen division. Was my first competition on the show.
Oh,
so
when you jump up to a category is tough.
That's really hard, and it was I think it was 12 to 14 or 15.
So you're competing against 14-year-olds who are almost, or about to go into high school.
My size too. Yeah. And which is really hard, and especially because it was my first time ever competing in the teen division with my first solo with the ALDC, which was kind of crazy. But just knowing that I did have that breakthrough moment and I got to the top by basically the end of the season, which was really great.
That makes the success very, very sweet.
Yes.
Now, what was your biggest challenge during the season where you felt like this was a tough day?
That's hard. That's really hard. I think it would either have to be week 7, which was my Edward Scissorhands solo. That was really hard. The Friday rehearsal before was really hard for me, and Abby did give me a lot of critiques, and some critiques that I literally can't fix. She told me that my neck wasn't long enough. I'm like, I can't fix
You're like, wait a minute, hold on.
But some of that stuff I can't fix, and it was really hard. And it was hard for my mom hearing that, and she kind of went a little bit
crazy there. And your mom's a teacher too, because she's like, wait a minute, there's your Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, there it is. Yep, that week. But yeah, it was really hard on my mom too, and she literally dragged me out of the room, and I was like, I don't want to leave. But that was really hard for me, and I don't remember what week it was. It was my solo All or Nothing. That was a hard week in the dressing room. My mom didn't like my costume, so we changed it.
Do you want the flowy one, or do we want,
But the costume that Abby gave me, it covered up my entire body. It had literally, the sleeves went to here, and I had the longest skirt. I kept catching my feet in the bottom. So my mom changed my costume to this rhinestone costume, and Abby did not like that because she was like, it's my costume, how dare you change it? And I was and it was really hard for me because plus I was about to go on stage, and it kind of messed
it messes
with me.
With your head.
Yeah, and then And then I got 4th, which is not good.
When it's hard, sometimes it's hard to get out of your head too, because you get shaken, and then you're like, wait, snap out of it, because you have a job to do on stage too. But I think also with costumes, which is, if anyone hasn't danced before, it puts you in a frame of mind, and if you're not comfortable,
then you won't do your best.
You won't do your best, especially if you feel like you're going to trip over a costume or something else like that. It's better to probably have something that you know you're going to execute the dance as best as you can.
But it was like a lose-lose situation, because if I wore Abby's costume, she would be happy, but I would be uncomfortable. But if I wore the costume I was comfortable in, I would be unhappy, which would make me cry, which means I was a little startled before I went on stage. So it was kind of a lose-lose. What do I do? And I was like, I'd rather feel comfortable and maybe Abby be mad at me and do the best that I could in that situation.
Yep.
But
yeah, and that's good that you were able to make that decision too, because. And it's a good life lesson. Yeah. Even though we don't always want to learn life lessons, but you're like, it was a hard day, but was able to rise to the challenge.
Yes.
What about technique-wise? Like, what you said that you got a lot of great training from them. What do you think that Gianna and Abby Lee helped you with over the season?
Well, their training in their classes are like amazing. We do like really hard like strengthening exercises and then really hard stretching exercises that we can do at home, which really pushes us to be a better dancer. But also we would have like a 2.5 hour ballet class like every Monday, so that would be good for us. But the training that they give us, we literally learn dances in like 2.5 days, not even like 2 days sometimes. And like once I learned a solo in like an hour, like 45 minutes, which is really hard, and it pushed me to be a better dancer. So I think that is like the best training that I got from it, is learning how to pick up choreography even faster and not forgetting it on stage.
Which is always good. And I think a lot of people don't realize that. So You Think You Can Dance, you get about 4 hours in the studio of like learning choreography, learning a dance, and then it's kind of up to you and your partner to rehearse it. And then over the weekend they go to camera blocking, and then on Monday you're performing it live. So that is kind of good training for some of the professional shows that kind of kick off your career.
Yeah, some people think that we don't actually learn it in like 2 days, but we do. We learn it in those 2 days, and yes, we go home and we practice it and we work on it, but we never really add on to the choreography, so we never know what's coming next, which is kind of crazy. It's like really crazy.
Keeps you on your toes.
Like the first week that I was there, I was so scared going on stage, because I was like, I literally just learned a dance in 2 days. Like I learned 2 dances because I had a trio and a group dance the first week, which was really crazy, it was so I was like so nervous. I was like, what do I do? What if I forget the dance? And I was like, I'm not gonna forget the dance, Pressley. Focus, you got
muscle
this.
Memory. You have this. Do you videotape like on your phone so you have the dances so you can look at?
We don't do that. No.
Oh my gosh. So even when you go home, if you forget something, you're like, I'll have to ask someone when we get.
But sometimes we would all get together and practice the group dance, like what we know. And the first day, we filmed Pyramid for like a really long time, which leaves us with less time to learn the dance. So that is hard. Like we literally learn I think we learned like a minute and 20 in like an hour one time, which is like really crazy for a group dance.
So that's learning it, cleaning it, trying to perfect it
before you got on the bus on Friday.
Wow. And see, I don't think people realize, like, this is why they need to do these audition processes too, where they're making sure that dancers can handle this very fast pace as well.
Yeah. That was like the live audition. I think that was more of the point of doing the live audition, because we learned the combo in like sorry. It's okay. Like basically 2 days. Like we learned like the first like half the first day, but that was only like an hour. And then because we did a class before that, and then we learned the combo for like half the combo for an hour, and then when we got there she taught us like 4 8 counts in like 20 minutes, so that was like more to pick it up. So it's crazy.
That's a lot to stress. That's amazing. Well, I think there's a lot of things about the show that people assume, and I think, is there anything that like people always go, oh, you're on Dance Moms, it must be this and like that and like this? What are some of like the myths? Like Abby Lee Miller. I know Abby kind of on a personal level, and then I see her on TV. They're not the same people.
But like the one question that everybody always asks me, they're like, "Oh, can I have a picture with you?" I'm like, "Sure." And then once we're done taking the picture, everybody always asks me, "Is Abby really mean?" And I'm like, "No, she's not actually mean. Like she's a really, really nice person. Like, I love her. She loves all of us with like all
You're all
of
her
heart.
babies.
Yeah. We're literally like her kids. And even though we only did one season with her, I feel like she really cares about us a lot. And everybody's like, is Abby really that mean? We're like, no, she's not mean at all. She like takes us to movies. I think we saw like 3 movies when we were there with Abby. She just took us like after competition, before competition. We go see movies. She takes us to see like plays. She takes us everywhere. She takes us to like a mall sometimes.
That's nice.
Yeah, she's really nice.
Yeah,
And
I always, because had people ask me that too, and I'm like, I don't know. It's just like there's the TV Abby, and then there's the real Abby.
Yeah.
They're 2 totally different things.
Yeah.
So
And the other question I always guess is, did you really meet Abby? I'm like, wait, what?
you're like, I was on a TV show with her. Did you not watch it?
People always ask me that. I'm like, yeah. Yeah.
Now, I love that you got to meet one of the OGs, Maddie Ziegler.
Yes.
Now, this was a phenomenon too. When she started on the show, she was tiny.
Yeah.
She was itty bitty, and she became this huge superstar. There you are with her. What was it like meeting Maddie? I worked with Maddie because I covered season 13 of So You Think You Can Dance, and she's a great. Now she's a young woman, but she was a great kid at the time.
She's really nice. She was really nice to me. I like came up to her and I was like, hi, can I have a picture? And she was like, oh, of course. And then she was like, it's so great to finally meet you. And I was like, wait, what?
Did she know you were on Dance Moms?
Yeah, I guess, but that was really crazy. And she's really, really pretty. She's really pretty. And she's a really good dancer. Even though she doesn't really dance as much as she used to, she still is a really great dancer. And it was really crazy meeting her.
Yeah, she has a natural ability. I don't think she's not someone that needs to be in class every single day, which she's really lucky. Yeah. But I also think that she's handled her fame with grace, because that type of, skyrocketing to fame can be scary, I think, too.
And I feel like some people can get like a really big head and like think that they're too good for everything, but she doesn't. I think she's really humble and she's really grateful for everything.
Yeah, and the nice thing I see about Maddie too is if she has a friend on a dance show or in a play, I'm telling you, I always see her there in the audience supporting.
Like Gino was on So You Think? And she went and she was like cheering for Gino, and she was really supportive of him, and they haven't seen each other in like so long, because I don't know if they've seen each other like after they filmed, but when they first met, they were really young.
They were really young, and they made so much of like the kiss between Gino. I know, they were like, I'm like, they're for kids, and it was a dance, and it's fine. But yeah, and I even saw her in the audience. Obviously, her sister was in Nigel Lithgow's Panto last. She did the wonderful Winter of Oz when her sister, Kenzie did it. She was there cheering her on, and it's really sweet to see. Yeah. That is amazing.
Yeah,
but I was
really
like,
nice.
The OG.
Yeah, I was like, when I was younger, I was like, I always want to be like Maddie. Like, I would watch a show and I was like, I want to be Maddie when I grow up. And I like didn't know she was gonna be there, because like I didn't see anything of her. Oh, like going to So You Think You Can Dance. I walked in, I was going to my seat, and I like saw her, and I was like,
what?
Wait, what? But yeah, it was really crazy.
That's a great moment. So you just met her. Yeah, like a month ago then. That's amazing. Yeah. How about all of the girls that were in your cast? Did you guys all get along?
Yeah,
like sisters.
Yeah, we all got along, like brothers and sisters. And
that's right, because Brady's there.
Yeah. Sorry.
You okay?
But yeah, we all got along really, really, really well. We're all like really good friends. Even now, we're all really good friends, even though our moms did fight a lot when we were at the show. But but we're all really good friends, and I love them all so much.
That's great. I saw you and Brady were at Magic Mountain recently.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, I love Six Flags. I love roller coasters so much.
You know what? I hate roller coasters if they go upside down.
Really?
Yeah, so if you
upside downs are my favorite.
So I can go up and down, but upside down terrifies me, but I don't want to sit and watch everyone else go, so then I'll go. But then I'm like crying the whole time. So it's a really weird mix of going to Magic Mountain with me.
Once Abby took us to Kennywood, which is like an amusement park in Pittsburgh, and we all went in a bunch. Like, some of the kids don't really like roller coasters, but me Brady, Sarah, and Hannah love roller coasters so much. We would go on like every ride like a bunch of times, and we forced Lily to go on one ride because she hates it. She hates roller coasters.
She's like, she and I should go together.
She's terrified. And we went, and she was like, she's afraid of drops. She doesn't like the drops. And we went, we're like, there's no drops. It's fine. We pulled up, the first thing that there is a drop. She starts crying. I'm like, Lily, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. And she's like, you guys told me there was no drop.
And it's like the worst 40. They're only like 45 seconds. They're really not that long, you know?
So, well, some of them in Six Flags are long.
They're long?
Yeah. But
those are the ones I don't want to go on. Well, let's talk about your YouTube channel, because you've got this. I was falling down the rabbit hole watching them all today, which were really fun. And so everyone can find you, right? It's right under your name?
Pressley Hosbach.
Perfect. And I saw that you met James Charles.
Oh my God.
Okay. For anyone who doesn't know who James Charles is, we're talking about like kind of like the original.
He's iconic.
He is iconic.
If you don't know who James Charles is, you're really missing out.
Yeah. And one of the original kind of YouTube superstars when it comes to makeup.
Yes. I've literally watched every single one of his videos.
What do you love about James Charles?
I just love that he doesn't care what anybody thinks. Like, he's just true to himself. He won't change anything for anybody. And
that's a good quality to have, because I think as humans, we always sometimes care about what other people think sometimes.
Yeah.
And then you're like, wait a minute, but I want to do this.
Right.
And that's what James does.
Yeah, he doesn't care about what anybody thinks about him. He just wants to be him. He wants to do what he loves. And he did suffer from a lot of bullying, but he just passed through. He's like, that doesn't mean anything because I love what I do.
And he is a fan of Dance Moms.
Oh my God.
So when I talk about this, because this is crazy.
It's crazy. Like, I never knew that he watched the show. And then we saw this tweet, and he was like talking about how my mom like shut the James Charles palette, which I bring to every single competition with me.
Okay, what do you love about the James Charles palette?
I love how it has literally every color.
Every color.
And I can use it for like to match, like, so say I wanted to match it with this. There's a purple to match it. There's two blues.
You could do a yellow.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it will still match. And even though some people don't really, I feel like some people don't really like him, but like I'm like, how do you not like James Charles? He's like literally awesome. Like, I love him.
Very
I
positive,
love him so much. Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
And so he saw it on Dance Moms. And did he come to Pittsburgh? Is that where he wound up going?
No, he went to the ALDC LA.
LA, okay.
Yeah.
And joined you guys.
Yeah, we actually taught him like a dance routine. And
how was his dancing?
He was actually better than I thought he was going to be. Like, because I wasn't expecting him to be like, so good, because he did say that he was not very coordinated. And he has basically 2 left feet, but he was really good.
That's good. Yeah. I think people don't give themselves enough credit sometimes when it comes to dancing.
He's like, I'm not going to be good. He's like, I can't do this. We're like, you can do it.
Did he give you guys makeup tips?
Yeah. Well, he didn't give us really any makeup tips. He gave us more like life tips. Like, basically, like, if somebody bullies you, like, don't even like worry about it. Like, people have bullied me so much. This is what he said. He said, people have bullied me so much, and I just get stronger from that, which really does mean a lot, because there is a lot of bullying that goes around from like the show and stuff. Like, it's talking about like how like, I don't know how you're your mother's daughter and all that stuff like that. And it's really hard, but like after like everything that he told us, it made me kind of feel a lot better, because even though he was like, I got bullied a lot, and that just made me even stronger and the better person than I am today.
Well, let's talk about that, because I think there are certain shows and fan bases that bring a lot of positivity, but some negativity too. And I think Dance Moms has it. Dancing with the Stars has it as well. Yeah. I don't find that same type of negativity around So You Think or World of Dance, and I don't know why.
I don't really know.
And the fan bases are very passionate.
Yeah. And I feel like there's a lot of like fans that like support like only one person. And then if somebody like, if say somebody supports Brady and then you beat Brady, and then they'll go and be like, you shouldn't have beaten Brady, and it's like all that. But there's a lot of fans that just really support everybody, and I'm really thankful for all of those people. And even if it's just like a Lily K account, they will support you too, which is like really great.
That's
and then there's
sweet.
some that won't. And I feel like Dance Moms is like, the fan bases are really competitive, and they do these like elimination games, and it's like comment like your least favorite dancer, and then they put like an X through your face, which is like really hard for a lot of people, because some people like they can't like take it. And
but I'd also be like, I'm a kid. Like,
yeah, like what did I do wrong?
I know. And the thing is, the fact that you guys are all friends too.
Yeah.
You guys don't need to hear any of the
No.
It's just noise is what it is.
Yeah. And especially on Instagram, like the comment section, and YouTube, the comment sections, like, because people will post like clips from like the show that like just aired, and it'll be like the awards, and then they'll be like really mean comments like, oh, that so and so shouldn't have won, so and so should have beaten the other person, all those like kind of like,
this person's better, this person's not. Yeah.
So those are really hard. So I try to like not look at the comments as much as I can, because then I'll get like kind of like sucked into it, and I'll like want to read, and then I'll just get like really upset if people say like something that's like not nice.
Yeah. Do you read your Instagram comments?
I read my Instagram comments
because YouTube, I think it's easy to avoid, but
yeah. Instagram comments, I like go through and I like and comment back to people, and then like some of the mean comments I literally just ignore, and I like will just scroll past those.
Yeah.
But I mean, Instagram has, I feel like you get way less comments on Instagram than you do on YouTube, and especially with like the clips from the show, they get a lot of comments,
and they're longer clips too. They're usually like 5
Yeah.
minutes or something. So
I try to stay off YouTube comments. I usually have my mom like answer my YouTube comments, and she doesn't really tell me if there's like anything bad, and then I'll do my Instagram, because I don't really get too many bad comments on Instagram.
that's good.
Which is good.
It's a good mom too to filter
Yeah.
it out, because you don't need to see it. You have a job to do. As you know, you're a working dancer. You still have school. You've got other things to focus in on. You're homeschooled, correct?
Yes, I'm homeschooled.
How long have you been homeschooled for?
Well, I started in 6th grade, and now I'm in 7th, so kind of like a year and like a quarter, because school just started. But like,
how was that transition? Did you like going to homeschool?
yeah, I actually love homeschool. I like it better than public school, because it's really good to manage your time. Like, I can dance a lot more now that I'm homeschooled, because I had to go to school. I get home by 3, and then I can only get like an hour to get ready, and then like I would miss a lot of school. Say I had like an audition or a job, or I was coming out to LA. So that was really hard to balance, but I really like homeschool, and I don't know if I would go back to public school just because I love homeschool so much.
It's whatever works for you, and as long as you're keeping up with your studies, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Now, you told me over the weekend that Guy Groove was kind of the choreographer that changed your outlook of dance.
Definitely. Like, the first time I came into LA, I went to actually ALDC LA and took Guy's class. And that was like one of my first classes that I took in LA. And I took that class, and I wasn't really too serious about dance, you know? And it was like, I did it more for fun, and plus my mom owned the studio, so I would just go and dance. And then I came out to LA, and I like took his class, and I was like, this is what I want to do. I definitely want to do this. I want to do commercials, dance. I want to move to LA, and I really hope to move to LA soon. But his class definitely changed my life. If anybody asks what teacher like brought your dance like to life, I guess you could say, I would say Guy Groove. Because
what was it about his class that just inspired you?
I don't really know. It just like, when I left that class, I knew that dance is what I wanted to do.
That's great.
And I don't know if it was just the environment, and plus it was like my first class in LA, and the
everything's sparkly and magical.
Yeah. And the environment in LA is way different than anywhere else. And I don't know if it was that, and his classes are just so awesome, and he gives such great like corrections to people, and he gives these great like speeches sometimes, and I just think that he's just an overall great teacher, and I think that that's why I liked his class so much. And his choreography is really good.
Yeah, and I think sometimes certain teachers just speak to you. You know, you get them, you get a connection. You're like, yes, I understand what they're saying in that correction. Yeah. Even if another teacher's been saying the same thing, but they've been saying it just slightly different.
And if you hear from somebody else, like my dance teachers that I take, you know, like every day, they'll give me a correction. I feel like if I hear from somebody else, it's like way better for me to comprehend if I haven't taken their class before, you know? But I really do love his classes, and I don't know what's so special about them, but they're just amazing.
They're good for you. That's good though. I like to hear that. Yeah. Is there anyone else that you take class from that also inspires you?
Talia Favia. I love her.
She had some beautiful pieces this year on So You Think. That Amen piece with the boys.
I learned actually that combo.
You did? Mm-hmm. Did she teach it recently? Or
I think last summer actually.
Yeah, and she brought it to the stage.
Yeah. Oh. I love her. I love Jackie Royal.
That's hard choreography.
Yeah, I think I learned actually one of her dances that she did on So You Think.
I don't know if people realize how tricky Jackie's choreography is.
And it takes a lot out of you. Like,
strength.
Doing her combo feels like you did like 10 dances.
It does, and oftentimes you'll see Audrey Case and Will Thomas. They will do the duets together.
Oh my God, those are so good.
They're so good. And the two of them, because they really understand Jackie's movement style. But if you really want to try and execute it yourself, you're like, I
remember the first time I took her class, and I was like, whoa. But now, like, I take her class like a lot, and like conventions and stuff, and like studio classes. But like, her classes are really good. I also love Brian Friedman. He's fun. Yeah, his classes are really fun. I want to take a heels
class from him.
Yeah.
I need to. I need to be in the last row in the back corner because I'm going to be a mess. I am. Wrestling, it's going to be a mess.
I mean, when I get older, I'll probably take a heels class, but not now.
No, but it's going to be a hot mess, and I'll probably record it because it'll be that messy. But I want to show people, like, you can still have fun and be messy in class.
But I think that one of my all-time favorite teachers is Mark Meismer.
Mark Meismer. He does a lot of the conventions, and I always see so many people posting about working with him, doing solos with him.
He is just so involved, and you can tell that he loves what he does. And I just love him so much, and he like interacts with you like a lot when you're dancing. He'll like give you corrections like while you're doing the dance. So like it really, I don't know.
In the moment is good.
Yeah, there's just something special about him that I just love.
I like corrections too. I like teachers that are really kind of involved instead of the teachers that are just kind of like teaching or whatever. But the teacher that's like, your leg, your arm, whatever it is, your shoulders are up. Great. Yeah. Because then I know. Because otherwise you have no clue. Like, just or if someone videotaped it, maybe I'll capture it. But if someone tells me. Yeah. And that'll never leave you. I take Pilates class, and I have this great teacher who will constantly correct me, and I'm like, oh, thank you. Because as a dancer, you're like, I need a correction. What am I doing wrong? Where's my form? And you always want to have the best form possible.
And of course, Gianna, I love her. Yeah, and I think choreography is really, really good.
Underrated. I feel like she needs more attention because she's a great support too to Abby as well.
Yeah, and I think that those are like my favorites, and Keon.
I'm trying to get Keon here in the studio too.
You should.
I've been trying. He's open to it. He's just down the street from here too, but he's just very busy with the studio. So we'll make it happen at some point.
Yes.
He's so great. Well, I asked you on Saturday, I was like, what are your next steps? And you said acting was definitely on the radar.
I definitely want to do more acting because that is very long term. And dancing, it can be long term depending on like what you do. But I feel like once you get to a certain age, you don't really dance as much as you could with acting. Right. So I feel like I definitely.
You're good.
I feel like I start to do like more acting and stuff. So.
LA's a good place to do it.
Yes.
Now, have you convinced your parents to move out to LA? How's that going?
It's going. I mean,
it's a process.
I'm trying. It's really hard because my mom owns 2 dance studios.
That's right. And she's a businesswoman. She's got a lot of work to do.
And it's different. Like, if you worked somewhere, then you get transferred,
Yeah, or if
she owns a business, which is really hard.
Where you have to teach and be present. Yes. In a dance studio. She's not going to teach by Skype and be like, okay, everyone, demi-plie.
So that's like the main reason of what's so hard to move out to LA. But I think that maybe if I book like a job, maybe if I book like a movie or like something, I kind of have to be out here,
I know. So, I keep on saying like Disney Channel / Disney Plus, right?
Yeah.
We could.
I want to do like Disney, Nickelodeon, and all that stuff because I feel like they once you work with them, I feel like you'll work with them for like a long time.
Yeah, and with Disney's new streaming service, there's going to be a lot of new shows coming, and you're a perfect fit for it, like kind of the right age and everything else like that.
So I think that I really want to move out here, like really badly.
We'll talk to your parents. They're outside. We'll say, how's that going?
Yeah.
But you've got some great parents. I know your mom's been of great support to you.
Yes.
You guys have spent a lot of time together traveling this year.
But I love it so much.
She loves you too. She's always, I love just seeing how you guys interact with each other. I was like, you guys even hugged on camera in the interview. We will have those interviews. I'll link them in the YouTube comments as well so you guys can see them because they were really fun from Saturday. And we had our little Abby Lee Miller pose off.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Because Abby Lee Miller has a specific pose that we absolutely love. We've got it down to a T,
Yes,
don't we?
definitely.
Well, Pressley, it has been a total delight having you here in the studio. I'm just
Thank
calling you my
you.
new BFF.
Yes.
And if anyone is not following you on Instagram or your social media handles, where can they find you? You can tell them right there.
Well,
at the
my
camera.
Instagram is Pressley Hosbach, so is my Twitter, and my Facebook, my TikTok, which you should really go follow, is Pressley.Hosbach, and then my YouTube channel is, of course, Pressley Hosbach.
That's right. Don't forget to subscribe to all of
and turn on
that.
post notifications.
Yeah. Oh, you're super savvy. Everyone follow me and turn on your post notifications,
Yes, do
right?
that.
Presley said yes. All right. We want to thank Dance Network and Popcorn Talk for sponsoring us today. And of course, for all of your dance news, check out dancenetwork.tv. We've got a fantastic choreographer coming in next week on To The Point. I'll just tease you guys with that, but it's a first and I'm really excited that it's going to happen. So we will see you all next week on To The Point.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.